Hey there, you with the stars in your eyes. My name is Kiris, and this week in astrology, we have a Moon-Mars conjunction in Virgo. Venus changes signs, moves into Gemini, and the outer generational planet Neptune in Aries stations retrograde. Starcasting to you from the City of Angels. Hello everyone, welcome. Thank you so much for being here and listening to the Voice of Astrology podcast. This is your astrology cosmic superpower for the week beginning Sunday, June 29th through Saturday, July 5th, 2025. Let's journey together with astrology and explore how to connect with the stars, the planets, the energies for our new week ahead. Sunday, the Sun's Day, June 29th. Think before you speak. Count to 10. What's happening today is that we've got the moon in Virgo ruled by Mercury, making a conjunction to Mars in its joy in Virgo ruled by Mercury. Now, when we have a Moon-Mars conjunction, this is very hot and impatient in the area of the moon, needing to express its annoyance about something that isn't being perfect or done perfectly. This is the sign of Virgo. Now, Virgo, Mars in Virgo is in what's called its joy, loves its work, devoted to work, can outwork just about anybody and anything in this cosmos. Mars in its joy in Virgo, which is wonderful. But when it is conjunct the moon, which is the feeling of not getting your needs met, not getting the emotional comfort and satisfaction and relaxation. Moon-Mars conjunct in Virgo is not calm, it's not relaxed, it's not feeling comforted. So with this Moon-Mars conjunction in Virgo, as we are starting off the week, try to slow it down and think before you say anything. Now, this Moon-Mars conjunction is tied into, of course, the planet Mars, which is one of the cosmic lovers, Venus and Mars. When it comes to the person you love, again, this think before you speak is, do you really want to say that to that other person and be aware of how it is going to make the other person feel? Because the moon's need for expression connected to Mars, which can be a very attacking kind of energy, and right on point, right to that bullseye where we hit that nerve. So try to be aware of one with this Moon-Mars conjunction as we are starting off the week to relax, stay calm, pace yourself in whatever work you may be doing, and also thinking about feeling into, well, what would be the effect if I say what I really need to say in a respectful and loving, level-headed way, as opposed to Moon-Mars conjunction in Virgo, which is venting, typically because some habit or imperfection, this is Virgo, the sign of habits and perfection, because something or some expectation of perfection isn't being met and it's upsetting you. Virgo being about your health and well-being, you can take a walk, you can calm down, you can relax before you say what it is that you feel you need to say. Monday, the Moon's Day, June 30th, always remember, silence is golden. This day is so interesting to me because our last aspect on Sunday night, June 29th, after the moon makes a sextile aspect to the sun in Cancer, we have a whole day and a half of the moon not making any aspects. There are no connections, no aspects. Now, this is not a moon void, of course. A moon void, of course, is the last aspect that the moon makes before she changes signs. So she's in the void, she's off course. This is the moon void, of course. Today, silence is golden. This is not a moon void, of course. The moon is still in Virgo and will stay in Virgo until Tuesday, July 1st. This is just a long period of the moon and the planets not making any exact aspects. So this is a time frame of silence, meditation. Silence is golden is because gold is the incorruptible element. Gold is where the wisdom is. We don't have all of the facts and the information, so it's better to just say nothing. Also, silence is golden because when we go into prayer and set an intention, that energy, that cosmic superpower is golden. The gold is also the moon, which is the truth of how you feel and what your real needs are emotionally. The silence is golden is the truth of your immortal, eternal spirit and your connection to it. Tuesday, Mars's Day, July 1st. Make amends and apologize. The first aspect we have after this day and a half-ish of no aspects is the moon still in Virgo, making an earth trine flow to Venus at home in Taurus, Venus in her castle. The moon trine Venus is so loving, so gentle. It's just all about the feeling and the flow of love. Venus and Mars are the cosmic lovers. Moon trine Venus at home in her castle is, first of all, apologize to yourself in how you have been so hard on yourself for not being what you perceive as perfection. This is Virgo. Apologize to yourself for the ways you've put unbelievable expectations and demands on yourself, the way you have been so tough on yourself, the way you yourself have denied yourself love. Virgo is the sign of the worker bee, the doer, working and doing and accomplishing the tasks and then some. Love, which is the truth of who you are, is simply a state of beingness, just being love. Also, apologize to those you have harmed, even if they are not still here or around you for whatever reason. In your heart, you can apologize for harm that you have done to others, especially with Mercury-ruled Virgo, by what you have said to them. Make that apology. If someone is trying to offer an apology to you and you've not accepted it, the cosmos is highlighting for you and for all of us to accept an apology if and when it is offered, but especially with these cosmic energies. An apology, especially on Mars's day, that cuts things away. An apology clears things away. It is not until we feel or give the acknowledgement of what has been done that the air isn't swept away and cleared away. The slate is not clean until we apologize and or accept an apology. Virgo is a very humble sign of the zodiac. It wants to help. It wants to serve and heal. This is Virgo, also connected to health. So when someone humbles themselves, or if you humble yourself enough to say, I am sorry, I want to clear the decks here, then it frees you. It's a fresh start, a fresh slate. But think about what it does for the health and well-being of yourself. There are very few things as empowering and life-giving and health-giving like saying, I'm sorry, I apologize. So in your private personal life, so that you can move on and grow and thrive and be happy and shine your own unique light star to shine that you are, consider accepting an apology and giving an apology. Even if the person isn't here any longer, you can apologize in your heart. With the cosmos, nothing is impossible. Even with cultures, countries, history, people that have had hundreds, thousands of years of hatred and unforgiveness because of wrongdoing on both sides. It is not impossible that forgiveness and the freedom that comes with it can take place if and when we are willing to give and accept an apology. Wednesday, Mercury's Day, July 2nd, don't force an issue. Simply just wait. We have the second quarter moon today at 11 degrees Libra, ruled by Venus. Now, at the time of the second quarter crossover point, as the moon is waxing, she's pregnant, she's growing with life, light, and power. The moon in Libra, making that square to the sun in Cancer, this is when the moon, Libra, wants to keep talking about a situation. It wants to still debate and weigh all the different sides to an angle. Libra has to look at all the different components before a final decision is made. It just wants to keep talking things to death, basically, with the sign of Libra. Now, the sun in Cancer is all about the feels. Cancer says, I feel. Both are cardinal signs of the zodiac: Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. These are the signs of the zodiac that lead us into a new time, a new season, which is wonderful. But with the moon and the sun squaring off with each other, the two luminaries, the two lights, the head and the heart, which we want to be aligned in perfect harmony, so that your intellect, your logic, your mind is saying, yes, this is fair and balanced, but also with the soul's expression of Cancer, you want your emotions to be feeling it too. It has to be the right vibe so that the head and the heart are aligned in saying, yes, let's move forward. But with the moon in Libra kind of instigating here, let's keep talking it to death, and the sun in Cancer says, I gotta be feeling it. This is the day where we don't want to force an issue. We simply just want to wait until everything is aligned and feeling perfect as far as getting the big yes. People, life, and different situations move at their own pace. Air wants it fast. Cardinal water, Cancer, needs to be feeling it first. So let the other person, the other situation in your life, let it go at its own pace, whether it's more fast or more slow. This is our second quarter moon, moon square the sun in cardinals, which is don't force it, just wait. It will all come together in its own good time. When the sun and the moon, the mind and the heart, the luminaries, when they are aligned in harmony. This is also, how do you feel when someone or something is trying to rush you into a situation? You don't like to be rushed. You're not feeling it yet. You're not ready. So it works both ways, as far as don't allow yourself to be pushed into a situation, but also don't force an issue on this day. Thursday, Jupiter's Day, July 3rd, say yes to change. What's happening here is that we have Venus getting ready to change signs. She's about to move into mutable air Gemini, when everything moves and changes. On this Thursday, Venus at the ending degree of Taurus is, we've been in this for a long time. Let's pack it up. Taurus says, I have. Venus at home in Taurus is wonderful, of course. She's at home in her castle where she has everything she needs to get everything done, all of the resources. But after being home for a while, very comfortable, that comfort zone can feel like a trap in the sense of time to change things up, to learn something new. Venus in Gemini, to have a new perspective about things. Gemini is the mind, the student, eternally young, that loves to learn, has that spirit of laughter, humor, and not taking everything so seriously. Venus getting ready to enter into Gemini is lighten up, see the sunny, humorous side of things. So as we are preparing and going through all the stuff we have accumulated and held on to for a long time, this is Taurus, I have, this is mine. And Taurus is also very spatially aware as far as what is its territory and what isn't its territory. This is Taurus, Earth, my space. With Venus getting ready to move into mutable air Gemini, this is the preparation, the beginning of communicating Gemini what you have talent-wise. The beauty of Taurus, which is about value, but also the talents and abilities that you were born with. It's natural to you. Taurus ruling over nature. So many times, and I've said this a million times, that someone will have a gift, a talent that they were born with, and it comes so naturally to them that they don't even see it as a gift. And as an astrologer, this is probably one of my most happy favorite things to do, is to look at someone's astrology chart and say, do you know you have a gift for this? Do you know you have a natural talent for that? And to point it out to someone, highlight it for someone in case they just haven't been aware of it yet, which they typically don't, because again, it comes so easily to them. So the ending degrees of Taurus, as we prepare for Venus moving into mutable air Gemini, which is to communicate and become more aware of the art, the Venus, the beauty and creativity that you just have. You are born with it, and now it's time to, with Venus moving into Gemini, to communicate it, to express it. Friday, Venus's day, July 4th. Do not ask people for clarity on this day. Today we have the outer generational planet Neptune stationing, standing still, getting ready to move retrograde. The retrograde is the reversal of a decision. It's to go back and re-look at a situation, to redo something, just like the Mercury retrograde and all of the retrogrades that we have in astrology. But when it's connected, the retrograde, to an outer generational planet that is for the collective, it's for everybody, how a generation moves. The Neptune stationing retrograde is, if you are expecting clarity, a choice, an answer, not on this day. Everything again is like this big cosmic pause that we've been talking about through this weekly podcast. So let everybody just take their time, because if you're trying to demand an answer or require an answer on Venus's day, and she's just moved into Gemini, then this is not the day to ask for clarity, specifics. It's just take it all in and experience the moment of something about to reverse and to be redone. That isn't necessarily a negative thing, so please don't hear it as a negative thing. It's just don't ask for clarification quite yet. An outer generational planet is standing still. It's stationing before it changes directions. Neptune in Aries, Aries being the I am, springtime, a rebirth, a newborn. It could be a reversal in the sense of who and what you are in a very positive way. Aries is bold and trailblazing. It's very courageous. It hasn't, like the newborn baby, been socialized and conditioned to be afraid and to not, just like springtime, grow and go for it. Also, Aries, as the newborn child, trusts. There isn't any fear about trusting with a newborn infant, the new life. With Neptune retrograde in Aries, for you individually, do you trust the cosmos? Do you trust that life is always working out for you? That you are always being directed or redirected to a higher, better place, even when it seems as though, on a surface level, that everything seems to be going wrong? Trust that the universe loves you and has your back always, and that you could be being redirected to a much better place for you, where you're supposed to be and where you're supposed to go. Watch how babies are just so open to life and everything around them. There are no walls. They're open to the joy, the excitement, the enthusiasm, Aries, of just being and just being alive. The sign of Aries, like babies, are very resilient. They bounce back. Sure, babies in Aries, they fall down and scrape their knee, but they get right back up and try again. Still excited about life, happy about life, and still open to life. Learn and tell yourself something new and positive to and about yourself. Today, as we're closing out the week, we have the moon in her fall placement of fixed water Scorpio. The moon in her fall, which represents the mother, represents in astrology how you have been carrying an emotional baggage, depression, negativity that was never yours to begin with to carry. Now the moon, which are our emotional needs to feel safe, to feel comfort, to be relaxed, is making a square aspect of action to Mercury, very favorably placed in sunny, happy, fixed fire Leo. Now, Mercury is communication. It's also the student. What we learn, learning something new. So this moon square Mercury in Scorpio and Leo is the need to start telling yourself, learning something new about yourself that is positive, that is happy. Leo, the sun, confidence, expression. Leo is the joy of creativity and shining the light, because that's what it does. It's happy and shines its light and creates, and the joy and pleasure in that. So with the moon square Mercury, tell yourself, even if it's just one thing potentially, learn something new about yourself. Find a new way of talking to yourself. Your body hears that and is listening and saying, okay, well, if that's what you say about yourself, Moon square Mercury is saying talk to yourself in a whole new positive way. Bruce Lee, the legendary master of them all, he would get very upset when people put themselves down in front of him. He would say, don't talk to yourself that way. Your body is listening. And this is very well documented that he would say that and correct them as a teacher. So if no one else, not me, not the cosmos, you can look this up. Listen to Bruce Lee. You can't even put into words the mastery he had over himself, his body, his spirit, all of it. But talk to yourself nicely. Don't put yourself down. This is the moon square Mercury in Leo. Speak nicely to yourself. Talk yourself up. Your body is listening and responding to that completely. It's just believing what you say to yourself, especially connected to the body. This is the moon, which is the emotional body, not just the physical body. So do this for yourself as we close out the week. Thank you everyone for being here. Have a fabulous week. I will see you all in the stars.